There are people who don't just appear in a certain industry, they redefine what it means to be part of it. And sometimes, the most interesting stories are not the ones that follow a straight line, but the ones filled with unexpected turns, bold decisions, and quiet reinventions. Today, we're going to explore the journey of a woman who began with discipline at an incredibly young age, stepped into the spotlight before most people even decide who they are, and continues to evolve in ways that many didn't expect, or even see coming. But the real question is, what happens when someone builds a life in the public eye, and then decides to completely reshape their future? Her story doesn't begin in the spotlight. It begins with something far more subtle: discipline. At just 3 years old, she was already practicing ballet. While most children were learning how to play and explore, she was learning balance, posture, timing, and something even more important: consistency. Ballet is not just about movement. It's about repetition. It's about falling, correcting, and trying again. And that early foundation of discipline would quietly shape everything that came after. Because when you start that young, you don't just learn how to perform, you learn how to endure. By the time she reached adulthood, she wasn't just another young person figuring things out. She was someone who had already spent years training her mind to commit, to persist, and to keep going even when things weren't easy. And at 18, she made a decision that would define the next chapter of her life. She stepped into an industry that demands confidence, resilience, and a strong sense of identity. At that age, many people are still trying to find themselves. But she chose direction. She chose responsibility. And that decision alone separates hesitation from action. But one decision wasn't enough to define her path. Because soon after, she made another bold move. She left behind the familiarity of Miami and moved to Los Angeles. Now, that might sound simple on the surface, but in reality, it's a leap. Los Angeles is a city filled with people chasing dreams. Thousands arrive with ambition. Few stand out. And even fewer manage to stay relevant. Moving there meant stepping into an environment where competition is constant, and visibility is never guaranteed. But she didn't shy away from that. She leaned into it. Over time, something began to happen. She didn't just participate in her field, she built a presence. A recognizable identity. A brand that people could instantly connect with. And in today's world, that matters more than ever. Because being known is one thing, but being remembered is something else entirely. She understood how to position herself, how to connect with audiences, and how to remain visible in an environment that changes rapidly. But with visibility comes something else. Pressure. Criticism. Expectation. Being in the public eye means that every decision, every appearance, every step can be observed, analyzed, and judged. And maintaining a career under that kind of constant attention is not easy. It requires a level of mental strength that isn't always visible from the outside. Because while the world sees confidence, there are moments of doubt that remain hidden. One of the most important aspects of her journey is how she handled that attention. She didn't stop evolving. Instead, she adapted. She explored different creative spaces, collaborated with others, and allowed herself to grow beyond a single definition. This kind of evolution is not accidental. It's intentional. Because staying relevant in a competitive environment requires more than talent, it requires awareness. The awareness to understand when to change, and when to stay consistent. And then there's the quieter side of her story. The side that doesn't always make headlines. The personal interests. The moments away from the spotlight. She enjoys spending time with friends, relaxing at the beach, and surrounding herself with music. Rap, in particular, has been one of her preferences, something that reflects energy, rhythm, and expression. She also enjoys television and staying connected to entertainment in a more relaxed, personal way. Interestingly, she has also expressed a strong dislike for video games, showing that even within a modern, digital world, personal preferences remain unique and unexpected. But perhaps one of the most intriguing parts of her journey is what comes next. Because instead of settling into a single path, she began exploring something entirely different. There are reports suggesting that she has shown interest in studying law. Law school. A completely different world. One that demands analysis, discipline, and a new type of intellectual rigor. It's a shift that reflects ambition, and a desire for reinvention. Because not everyone chooses to build a second chapter. But she seems to be doing exactly that. She has also been seen at public events, including sports gatherings in the United States, where her presence continues to generate attention and online engagement. This kind of visibility shows that her influence extends beyond a single space. She's not confined to one role, or one identity. And that flexibility is powerful. She has also appeared in smaller creative collaborations, including music projects with emerging artists. And while these projects may seem modest compared to mainstream productions, they tell an important story. They reveal ambition. A willingness to participate, to explore, and to remain active in creative environments. Because every step, no matter how small, contributes to the bigger picture. And when we look at her story as a whole, something becomes clear. This is not just a story about visibility. It's a story about evolution. About choosing your path. Reinforcing it. Questioning it. And sometimes, changing it completely. There's also a deeper layer worth reflecting on. The balance between public image and personal life. Because when someone is constantly seen by others, it's easy to forget that they are also navigating their own private experiences. Their own challenges. Their own moments of reflection. And that duality is something many people never fully understand. What makes her story interesting isn't just what she has done. It's the fact that she continues to evolve. To explore new possibilities. To aim for something beyond her current identity. And maybe that's the real takeaway. That a person is never limited to a single chapter. That growth doesn't have a fixed direction. And that reinvention is not a sign of inconsistency, but a sign of courage.